I'm not concerned with contract talks at all. Like, I mean, me and my agent talked briefly about it, and I told him, I said, don't tell me anything about a contract until it's like something where it's happening or.
Times change, and I guess so do feelings. Now, before I go any further in this video, I would like to tell you guys you're going to get the opinion of a diehard Saints fan. I'm from New Orleans. The Saints are my favorite team for as long as I could remember. I've been with them through the ups and the downs, going all the way back to the pre-Aaron Brooks Saints. So with that being said, we have much more than just Saints news to cover in this video. Now, you guys heard about Leonard Fournette being released by the Jacksonville Jaguars, a team that was seemingly a running back away about 5 or so years ago. They go out, they get somebody to help their, at the time, franchise quarterback Blake Bortles. Boy, is hindsight crazy. And even at the time, you could say Blake Bortles being the franchise quarterback may have been a little wild. That's a discussion for another day. But what was even more wild was this was a team that goes and gets Fournette. They have this dominant defense, and Blake Bortles at the time, he was playing some pretty good football. With that being said, I'd like to take a quick moment to shout out Allen Robinson, one of the best receivers in the game, but his numbers might not always show it. This is why what system you're in matters so much. But back to the Jags, they pass on a ton of franchise players to go out and get Leonard Fournette. Now, this brings up the discussion, should a running back be given top tier money? And also, should you draft a running back in the top 5 ever? We've seen discussions about Darnold versus Saquon Barkley, and those are some insane discussions. I would like to say, give me Saquon over Darnold 10 out of 10 times every day on Sunday. With Fournette being cut, you have to think there's something deeper. And let me tell you, there is. Just like there is with the ALVIN Kamara situation. But before we go any further, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. You will not want to miss another Red Zone Coop video, and that's facts. Be sure to check out my other channels and follow me on Twitch, guys. The links are in the description below. It would be much appreciated. Let's start off with Leonard Fournette. We saw that Fournette was cut. Pretty much the Jags coach, the Jags GM, the Jags themselves said they tried to do everything they could to offload Fournette for some picks, for anything, a 5th, a 6th. Nobody wanted to give anything for Leonard Fournette. Now, reports are coming out that Jags players were simply tired of Fournette. Everyone seemed to be over the Fournette experience in Jacksonville, including the front office and coaching staff. There was belief that he was one of the worst pass catchers in the league, a bad goal line back, and simply not a valuable commodity to a team that is trying to play winning football. Despite posting over 1,000 yards last season and averaging 4.3 yards per carry, a career high. For as bad as everybody describes Fournette being, I have to say, I think there's potential. You look at his college tape, it blows you out of the water. We watched one of the most dominant running backs, or at least one of the most dominant college running backs I'd ever seen run the ball. What Fournette did in college was simply unreal. To say he was bad, averaging 4.3 yards a carry in Jacksonville, which to my knowledge never had this very dominant offensive line, which to my knowledge never had an air raid offense that could spread teams out and make life easier for Fournette. Look, I'm not saying he's been good. I'm just saying I think there's some potential. Christian McCaffrey, Dalvin Cook, Joe Mixon, ALVIN Kamara, Kareem Hunt, James Conner, Aaron Jones, Marlon Mack, Chris Carson. The 2017 draft was one to remember. Remember that name, ALVIN Kamara. There seems to be some trouble in paradise in New Orleans. After a few unexplained absences from camp, now all of a sudden, Kamara has some issues with his contract. Interesting, because the clip I played to start the video, here's the full quote. Yeah, as far as the contract goes, I'm not really focused on that. My main focus this offseason was getting back healthy. I had a rough year last year dealing with injuries, so I have dealt with that, got back healthy, and I'm here now. Just trying to get back in the swing, trying to navigate what is going on with this corona thing and just focus on what we've got to do as a team to overcome this contract. It will happen when it happens. I'm not really concerned with that. That quote came as recent as August 10th. I have to say, weird timing. I understand things change, but given everything that Kamara went through last year, I think it would have made a lot of sense for him to potentially hold out last season. Look, I know what happens when you hold out. I know everything involved, but if he was truly playing hurt, which I think he was, you're only as good as the tape you put out. His tape last year doesn't warrant simply what he wants, and what he wants right now might blow you away, but I understand because Kamara is a top running back when he's healthy and playing at a very high level. Now this is unfortunate because I love Kamara, I love Sean Payton. I think Sean Payton gets the most out of Alvin Kamara, and I understand it would have been tough to sit out last year, especially with the Saints losing Ingram and going all in on Alvin, but that would have made the holdout last season make way more sense. Now I'm about to tell you guys what Kamara wants. Now again, this hurts because this is an iconic player for New Orleans. He is one with the culture, and he has been, without a doubt, possibly my favorite player on the Saints. It's either him, Mike Thomas, or Gardner Johnson. It's one of those guys. These guys are absolutely phenomenal players, and they leave it all on the field. Now, the report on the Kamara situation is I'm told right now that the team is comfortable with making him a top 5 paid running back, $12 million per season. Personally, I gotta interrupt myself. I think that's a good number. I would like to pay him preferably $10 million per season, $12 million per season for a running back. It's a lot of money. I like to pay top players top money. You know, I'm never somebody that goes against that, but with the Saints, they have a lot of contracts coming up. Latavius Murray has looked good on occasion for the Saints, and they have a dominant offensive line. They have one of the best offensive coaches. I don't think Kamara makes the Saints go, but without a doubt, they are way better with him. But I would like them to make Kamara happy and also be able to sign the players around them. Here's the issue. Kamara's number is pushing more towards the Panthers' Christian McCaffrey number, $16 million per year. As a Saints fan, the way the Panthers use McCaffrey goes out and earns every single cent. Now, I know the Saints have relied on Kamara heavily in the past, but they always keep another back that's capable with them so they can make life for Kamara easier on occasion. Kamara last season didn't have a game over 20 rushing attempts. Kamara, he makes a lot of his money in the passing game. You see the targets, you see the reception numbers, simply unreal. But as it stands, McCaffrey had 403 total touches. Like I said, earned every cent that the Panthers have given him. Alvin Kamara, 252 total touches. Now McCaffrey, again, full package, does everything you want, runs up the middle, can beat you to the outside, absolutely phenomenal in the receiving game. I mean, he is essentially the Panthers offense, and you know, he's kept that offense afloat. Now Kamara and the Saints, I think they could get another player. I'm not going to say they're going to replicate what Kamara does, but they would be a solid fill-in. Don't get confused. I would love for the Saints to retain Alvin Kamara. This is one of my favorite players, top running back in the league when healthy. But again, in the comments, let me know, are these running back contracts working out for the teams that signed them? And would you be willing to pay Kamara Christian McCaffrey money? There is a chance this is just a bargaining tactic, and Kamara is just trying to get as much money as possible from the Saints. But if the Saints were to move on from Kamara, I could definitely see them going out and getting Leonard Fournette. This is purely speculation by me and by Fabiano, but I think Fournette in New Orleans would be something that would drive Saints fans crazy on game day. This is an LSU legend and a New Orleans native. The Saints let Ingram go for less money than they could potentially let Kamara go. I think it was a mistake not meeting Ingram's demand, and perhaps it'll be a mistake doing the same thing with Alvin Kamara. Be sure to click the video on the screen. Be sure to subscribe. I'm Red Zone Coop, and I am out.